Alright, good afternoon, and welcome back to the FGCU Softball live stream. My name is Ariel Fears. I'll be your host, commentating for you today for this doubleheader against HCC, Hillsbury County Community College. Angelina Bonilla pitching in the circle here for the first inning for the FGCU Eagles. As a freshman last year, Bonilla appeared in 4 games, making 2 starts, held a 5.25 ERA, going 1 for 1. First career win was against FAMU. She tossed 12 innings and struck out 4 batters. First pitch to start the game off the ball. A little bit low outside there for Bonilla. We have a lefty batter up. That ball hit foul. Caught by Reedy Davenport, the shortstop, for the first out for the FGCU Eagles. That ball fouled off. 1-1 now. Number 23, Drew Pope, up to bat now from Lakeland, Florida. Another foul ball for the second strike for the sophomore. And caught looking there for strike 3 for the second out for the FGCU Eagles. Bonilla working that count in the plate. And that's another strike for Bonilla. Doing a really good job of hitting her spots on the corner, right within those lines of the plate. Umpire calling every spot that she's throwing. That ball fouled right off. Number 11, Sydney Bucarino from Orange City, Florida, the sophomore. And strike 3 for the third out for the FGCU Eagles. A great job for Bonilla there, striking out 2 batters. Thank you for joining us at the FGCU Softball live stream. We are now in the bottom of the first inning. Score 0-0. FGCU versus HCC for this doubleheader. Pitching in the circle for HCC, number 11, Sydney Focarino from Orange City, Florida, the sophomore, 5'5". Top of the lineup, number 4, Avery Biancos, starting it off for the FGCU Eagles. Strike one on Biancos, the freshman from Orlando, Florida. That ball slapped to the first base line and out just in time for the first out for HCC defense. Number 17, Hope Hernandez up at the plate. The graduate student from Tampa, Florida. The ball high and away. 2 balls now for Hernandez. Last year, she appeared in 40 games, making 45 starts, primarily in the middle infield. Batted a .267 with 28 hits, 9 doubles with 8 RBIs, and walked 5 times. Focarino trying to pitch that higher zone to Hope Hernandez, trying to get her to chase, maybe pop up a little bit, give her defense something to catch in the air. That ball finally called a strike. 3-1 now. Draws a walk. Runners on first now for the Eagles. Focarino just couldn't get those spots called. Try to go a little bit higher in the zone for Hope Hernandez to possibly chase or hit a pop-up, but just wasn't getting those calls and ended up being a walk. That pitch right in there now, getting that call there. Number 11, Kenna Davis, the redshirt senior from Harrisburg, Virginia, fouls it off. 2 strikes on her now. A ball a little bit higher up in the zone. And it's out of here. Kenna Davis hits her home run in this, making it now 2-0 against HCC. A ball a little bit high in the zone. Perfect for Kenna Davis to get her hands up and threw that ball to send it over the fence. Abby Thomas now up at the plate. Taking that ball high. Fulcarino seems to be pitching in the same region for each batter, except for the lefties pitching a little bit more on the outside. She doesn't seem to be coming in on anyone just yet, which is Abby's specialty. A ball up high, 3 balls now for Thomas. And draws a walk there for runners on first for FGCU Eagles. Taylor Filla now with 1-1 count, the senior from Fort Myers, Florida. 1 out for the HCC defense. That ball fouled off from the left field line. That ball got a great pop on it from that bat, but just right in the perfect position to get caught in the air for the second out for the HCC defense. Phila tried to get her hands through that ball that in the upper zone, but just couldn't quite get there in time, leaving it a pop-up and getting out. Number 42, Emily Estrops, get a hold of that ball, gets on top of it, stops it right through the pitcher, middle of the field, gets on first as well as advancing the runners to second. It was a great job there by Estroff. Normally when fielders see Emily Estroff getting up to bat, they see that she's a slapper, they try to come in on her a little bit, and she just has immense power as a slapper. Reedy Davenport, with runners on first and second, leaves that ball up in the zone. That ball missed by the center fielder. Tries to make a diving catch. Abby Thomas from second all the way into home. Reedy getting on second base. Emily Estroff from first to home. Reedy with that hard line drive to center field. The center fielder tries to make that diving catch. Stop the bleeding for HCC defense, but just misses it. Didn't really have the best backup from her other fielders beside her. And by the time that they got a hold of the ball, two runners had already scored, making it 4-0. FGCU in the lead. Neely Peterson up to bat now. That ball just outside and low. Didn't get that call. 2-1 now for Peterson. The ball fouled off. Swing and a miss. Chase that ball up there for the third out for the HCC defense. Focarino finally getting someone on that higher upper zone to swing. An amazing inning for the FGCU Eagles. Kenna Davis hitting that home run in the bottom of the first inning, getting two runners in, including herself. Then Reedy Davenport hitting that line drive to center field. Center fielder tries to make that diving catch and misses the ball, allowing Abby Thomas and Emily Estroff to score, making the score 4-0 against HCC. Great pitch there from Vanilla. Just wasn't called, a little bit too low there on the freshman number 9, Shania Pope. 1-1 now. That ball hit to left field to McKenna Batterton. Batterton tries to make that diving catch out in left, however, misses it. Had great backup, tried to get the runner at second, but just wasn't in time. Very close call there. Runners on second now for HCC. The ball hit into right center, grabbed by the center fielder. Runner advances from second to home, but holds up at first. Center fielder doing a great job. Everybody doing their part, getting in the right spots to hold up that runner at first and not advancing to second. Huge swing there for number 2, the freshman for HCC. HCC feeling a little bit discouraged there in that bottom of the first inning. However, quickly hyping each other up for getting runners on base and scoring just after FGCU scored 4 runs on them. One and two now. That ball a little bit low and away. Abby Thomas getting up really quick there, ready for the steal at first. The steal from first to second. Not taking any chances with that runner on base. That ball fouled up. 2-2 now here. Vanilla trying to get back that count. The freshman, number 7 from HCC, really taking these big hacks, trying to pick her favorite pitch, get on base, and advance the runner at the same time. Swings for it and is out. Drop third strike there, runner takes off. However, is out because the base is occupied and did not get that diving runner on base. Pass ball there, causing the runner to steal from first to second. Vanilla trying to calm down a little bit after that run scored for HCC. Runners on second now. A little bit of pressure HCC is building on the Eagles. A great pitch there. Really good velocity from Vanilla. A swing, and that's a strikeout for the second out for the Eagles. 2 strikeouts now for this inning for Vanilla. HCC offense getting a little bit trigger happy there after that hit really hyped them up and scored that run. They're trying to go big or go home. That ball fouled off. Number 15 here. I think she just needs to settle in, stay confident, and see her pitch, drive it to where she wants the ball to go, behind the runner, to advance the runner to home or third, and as well as getting herself on, since there are 2 outs. It's a swing and a miss for strike 2. Still staying confident here, trying to stay in it, work the count a little bit, even possibly get a walk. Anything that she can do to get on base and help their offense. But that is a swing for strike 3. 3 strikeouts for 3 outs for the Eagles. The score is now 4-1. FGCU leading over HCC. That inning was pretty good for HCC. Shania, number 9, the freshman, hit a ball to left field. McKenna Batterton diving for that ball, misses it, had great backup, however, just wasn't in time to get Shania out at second. The next hit after that was hit to right field, driving that runner into home, making that first run for HCC. And Benilla striking 3 batters out for all 3 outs for that inning. Now hitting number 52, McKenna Batterton. First pitch strike here for the senior. That ball fouled off over the fence there. Not able to get that out there for the HCC defense. Great pitch. That ball high and away. 1-2 now. McKenna Batterton working the count. Staying disciplined up there. She knows that she has 2 strikes on her, but she's still in the game. There's no pressure. She just needs to find her pitch, work the count. Anything close, she's swinging for. Like that ball right there, hit to center fielder and caught for the first out for the HCC defense. First pitch strike there for Oaks, the junior from Oviedo, Florida. The ball a little bit inside, not called. 1-1 now. Riley Oaks, the transfer, trying to get on base here for the Eagles. Fouls that ball off. 1-2 now. Driven out to center field. A little bit of trouble there after that drop step. Sun looked like it might have gotten the way there for her tracking on that ball, but she did catch it for the second out for the HCC defense. Outfield getting a lot of action there from the FGCU offense. Hope Hernandez now up. The graduate student from Tampa, Florida, leaving that one up high. 2 balls now. That ball caught a strike. 3-1 now for Hernandez. HCC defense, the Hawks, not letting the Eagles rattle them after scoring 4 runs on them. They're keeping their heads up. That ball traveling out the left field line, hit over the fence. Hope Hernandez getting that home run. A great job of adjusting her hands, getting right through that ball, up in the zone, hit right over the fence. Eagles loving that high zone. Two outs. Hernandez does not let that discourage her. She gets her hands through that ball and makes it a home run. Kenna Davis now up after hitting that home run in the bottom of the first and scores 2 runs, including herself. Ball low and away, draws a walk. 4 balls in a row. Pinch runner going in now. Number 23, Maddie Wicker for Kenna Davis. That ball fouled off. Maddie Wicker looking that steal, making that steal look easy. Runners now on second with Abby Thomas. Great discipline at the plate. An absolute beast power hitter. That ball a little bit too low. 1-2 now. That ball fouled out. Thomas trying to drive the ball wherever it's pitched. She will drive that ball in that direction. Trying to just advance this runner here on base. Maddie Wicker after stealing. 2 outs here. That ball hit up to the center fielder. Sun gets a little bit in the way, but is able to catch it for that third out for the HCC defense. Score is now 5-1. FGCU in the lead over HCC. Hope Hernandez hitting that awesome standalone home run, bringing that score from 4-5. Again, thank you so much for joining us on the FGCU live stream. This is a doubleheader. First game, we're now in the third inning here. Score is 5-1. FGCU in the lead. So far, we've had 2 home runs for the Eagles. Jaden Strout found that first ball off, liked that velocity, liked that spot, went for it, and fouled it off for the first strike on the freshman. Similar pitch there, a big swing and a miss for the second strike. Leaves that one up in the zone, a little bit outside there. Trying to get her to chase. Doesn't go for it. A base coach standing further back. Knows the power of number 6, Jada Straub. That ball fouled off. Vanilla doing a great job of getting ahead of these batters, and the batters of the HCC offense are having something to say about it. Working that count, bringing it back. 2-2 now for Straub. Big swing and a miss there for the first out for the FGCU Eagles. Top of the lineup now for the HCC offense. Vanilla doing a great job standing up to this team, getting ahead of the count here. That ball popped up. These batters having a little bit of a hard time adjusting to Vanilla's pitches, but some of them have gotten a hold of some balls that she's pitched. But overall, the majority of these hits have been fouled off behind or on the left field, right field line. The ball fouled off again. You can see that call from Vanilla telling her catcher exactly where that ball went. Communication is key on the field. Everybody has to be on the same page, same confidence level, and if a teammate gets down, you just got to pick them up. That ball high and away. It's a pretty large gap there between center and right field. 0-0 sees that gap, possibly trying to look for something inside or a little bit on the middle of the plate to hit in that region. And she does, and it's caught. FGCU Eagles covering a lot of ground out there in the outfield. Two outs now for the Eagles. That ball hit right to Reedy Davenport. No problem for her. And a wonderful scoop for Casey Huber at first. 3 outs now. We're in the bottom of the third inning now. Score is 5-1. FGCU in the lead over HCC. That inning not very eventful for the Hawks. Trying to adjust to Vanilla's pitching, but just can't get a hold of a ball just yet. They're waiting for their time, but in the meantime, they're keeping it up on defense, trying to stop the Eagles from scoring any more than they already have. Freshman pitcher now for the Hawks. Pitching against number 31, Taylor Phillip. Three balls in a row here for the freshman for the Hawks. That ball fouled off the right field line. I mean, talk about this wonderful camera quality here. 3-1 now for Taylor Phillip. That ball just misses and draws a walk. Runs on first now for the Eagles. Following her up Emily Estroff, the senior slapper. Hawks got a little bit tricked up there, thought that Taylor Villa was going to be stealing from first, however, stayed. Estroff trying to go for that bunt. Gets called a strike. That ball caught. Emily Estroff power slaps it to left field. And that's one out for the HCC Hawks. Reedy Davenport, the ASUN Defensive Player of the Year last season. Now up to bat with runners on first. Fouls that off the right field line for the first strike. Hawks giving some support to their freshman pitcher there in the circle. Keeping her head up, getting that first pitch strike. That ball got away. Taylor Villa advancing to second. As a freshman, even for fall ball, you can get a little bit of pressure on you. And it's kind of nerve-wracking, especially to be pitching to a senior power hitter. The ball just misses. 2-1 now for Davenport. Another foul ball to the right field side. Tries to run and get that ball, but just wasn't there in time. First base getting that range. That ball getting away. Full count now for Davenport. 1 out. Opposite fields here for Davenport, fouling it off on the right side, fouling it off on the left side, just going with wherever the pitch is. She always does a great job of driving the pitch wherever it's thrown. Runners on second here for Davenport. That ball hit to second base, advancing the runner from second to third, getting that second out. That ball caught by the right fielder. Batterton rips it to right field, but just wasn't through enough to get on the ground or over the head of that right fielder. Now in the top of the fourth inning, score is 5-1 FGCU over HCC. Jordan Almasy now pitching for the Eagles. That ball hit up the middle and missed by the shortstop there. Controlled by the center fielder. Getting that runner on to first. Number 9, Shania Pope. In earlier innings, she hit that line drive to left field. McKenna Batterton tried to dive for it, missed it. Then after that, she scored after a hit to right brought her in from second to home. That ball fouled off over the fence in the left field line. McKenna Batterton making her way over to grab that, but one and two here now for the freshman from Wesley Chapel, Florida, Jordan Almasy. That ball getting in there. Nice velocity. Nice movement there. Shania Pope not taking that pitch. 2-2. That ball hit to Amaya Gaynor, which then throws it to second to get the out. Not in time for the double play. Runners at one now. Little meeting there in the circle. Looks like Coach David Deros is trying to appeal that call there to get that double play. I'm not sure the umpires will budge on this one. But for now, it's one out and a runner on first. That ball fouled off the sophomore from Kissimmee, Florida. Primarily plays second base. Two and two now. That ball gets right through the hole. Not in time at second base. Jordan Almacy doing a great job of jamming up that batter, but just gets her hand through to make that ball go straight through the hole. Little outfield switch there. One out, runners now on first and second. This is exactly what the Hawks need and wanted. Trying to do damage on the FGCU defense to get some runs scored and catch up. Scores 5-1, FGCU in the lead. 6-1. Correction now. That ball getting right in there. 1-2. That looks pretty close. A great spot for Jordan Almasy. Just wasn't in the lines enough for the umpire to call it. And there's a strikeout for Jordan Almasy, a freshman from Wesley Chapel, Florida. 2 outs now for the FGCU Eagles. Jordan Almasy getting great movement there, trying to trick up these batters with that rise ball. Draws a walk. Bases loaded now for the Hawks. This is exactly what they needed to get their runners on base and try to do some damage here on the FGCU Eagles. Two outs here. A lot of pressure for number 44 here. Bases loaded with 2 outs, trying to get some runs scored. Just needs to get herself a single or some kind of hit past the infield. Make something happen here for the Hawks. Get something started. This is her big moment. Let's see her approach. That ball coming inside there. Dodges that ball. If I was her, I probably would have taken that ball. Would have got another runner on base and scored the runner at third. Takes a big hack. 1-2 now. 2 strikes with 2 outs. Bases loaded. An insane amount of pressure on the freshman pitcher and the freshman batter from HCC. Another foul ball, fighting for her life up there in the box. These players really depending on her here to get a single or a walk, working the count, trying to stay confident, cool, and collected. A ball up in the zone, 2-2 now. Got all the twos here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The ball popped up to the third base side, and the catcher catches that ball to get the third out. An exciting inning there for the Hawks, getting their bases loaded with 2 outs, working that count, getting on base. Unfortunately, they just couldn't do the damage that they wanted to do, but they are adjusting more to the pitching, getting their discipline, and staying more confident and less trigger happy up at the plate. FGC Eagles leading 6-1 over HCC. How about those home runs from Kenna Davis hitting that home run, scoring 2 batters? After that, Hope Hernandez hitting a standalone home run. Plenty of hits to go around here. It's only the bottom of the fourth inning. Top of the lineup, number 4, Avery Villancos, freshman from Orlando, Florida. Bunted to the third base, beats the throw and is safe at first. Amazing speed from Villancos there, the slapper freshman from Orlando, Florida. Hope Hernandez with a runner on first in previous innings hit that home run, getting her in. Here we are, Villancos stealing second. That throw was a little bit offline from the catcher there. Either way, I think Villancos would have beat the throw. Hope bunts to second base, doesn't beat the throw, but advances runners, does her job. Bianco's now on third base. It was a great spot for that bunt. Not at the pitcher. A little bit harder than it ideally should have been, but Hope advances the runners and does her job. Kenna Davis now up versus the freshman pitcher. Has a little bit of pressure with that runner on third there. Remembering that Kenna Davis did hit that home run, scoring 2 batters in the bottom of the first inning. Takes that pitch, 2-1. Davis doing a great job communicating to her third base runner. Another very important thing to do as a teammate. Freshman pitcher trying to get Davis to chase a little bit. 3-1. Takes a hack, making it full count. That ball hit through the right side of the field, scoring. The third base runner sliding into second, safe at second. Bianco scoring from third to home after Davis hits it right through the infield. The center fielder had a little bit of trouble, got away from her, allowing Davis to advance to second, now getting a pinch runner. Great leadoff there from the base runner at second base. Sam Lesky, the freshman from Clearwater, Florida, now up to bat with a runner on second, 2 outs. Excuse me, 1 out. That ball out and away, 2-1 now. Freshman versus freshman with a runner on second. That ball fouled off the left field line. That ball hit down the third base line, left field line. Gets called foul. Coach David Eros thinks otherwise. Gets a new chance for another solid hit to advance that runner at second and get herself on base for the FGCU Eagles. Fouls that off. Hit to the short base. The short base. That's the thing now. Hit to the shortstop. Pops up for the second out for the Hawks. Amaya Gaynor, the sophomore from Tallahassee, Florida. As a freshman, Gaynor appeared in 27 games, making 8 starts. Primarily at third base, when inserted into the lineup, batted a .214 with 9 runs, 6 hits, 1 double, and produced 4 RBIs. She also went 3 for 3 in stolen base attempts and no errors on defense, as she produced 7 putouts and 13 assists. Three and one for the sophomore. Fouled off into the right field side. Not able to get there in time to catch, so a new life for Amaya Gaynor, the sophomore from Tallahassee, Florida. Trying to do some damage with that runner on second 2 outs for the Hawks. Amaya Gaynor hits it through the infield, scoring that runner at second and getting herself a stand-up double. A little bit of a close call there at home plate, but a runner able to make it safe sliding into home. Score is now 7-1. FGCU in the lead. An awesome leadoff from Amaya Gaynor there on second base. Gaynor getting that big leadoff there, trying to draw a throw from the catcher. Viancos. Runner at second, 2 outs. Draws a walk with 4 balls in a row for Viancos. Reedy Davenport, the senior from St. John's, Florida, named the ASUN Defensive Player of the Year last season, which was the first Eagle to ever earn the award. That ball coming inside. Runners on first and second. That ball ripped down the left field line. Davenport trying to advance these runners on first and second. Just because there's 2 outs doesn't mean that she has any pressure on her. She just needs to focus on where she wants to drive that ball, see the gaps in the field. Gaynor staying alert, stealing that ball as it's dropped from the catcher, as well as Viancos following behind Gaynor's footsteps and stealing that base. Runners now on second and third. That ball away. Gaynor coming in, slides and is safe. That ball gets away from the pitcher. Viancos making it on third, decides not to go. Smart decision from Viancos. Three and one for Davenport has advanced these runners just with this one at bat, working the count. It's so important to work the count this late in the outs. Hitting that ball right to the shortstop, advancing that runner from third to home. Reedy going for second, stand up double. Davenport's super confident up at that at bat, getting all of those runners to advance just from making that pitcher a little bit unconfident and the catcher bobbling the ball a little bit there. Casey Huber ripping that ball foul on the right field side. Great pitch from the freshman there. Gets a little bit choked up. Davenport pretending to make a lead. Doesn't actually go for it. Another great spot for the freshman pitcher for the Hawks. Just doesn't get in that spot for the umpire to call it. Huber having a great eye. Hit by pitch. Runners now on first and second. Maddie Wicker now up to bat. First pitch strike for the freshman. Hawks trying to get out of this inning and stop the bleeding that the Eagles are putting on them. A huge swing and a miss for strike two for Maddie Wicker. And strike three. Hawks finally getting out of that inning. Score is now 10-1. FGCU in the lead over HCC. That inning very long for the Hawks. FGCU wreaking havoc on the bases, getting a hold of this freshman pitcher, getting runners on base, stealing every chance that they get. Big swing and a miss there. Ricochets off the catcher and goes down the left field line. That ball right down the left field line. Runner advances to second, sliding in for that double. Jada Straub, the freshman, getting it started for the Hawks. Top of the lineup for the Hawks. That ball getting that movement and velocity. The first out for the FGCU Eagles. That ball hit right to second base. Easy play there for first. However, doing her job, moving that runner to third. That ball hit to the shortstop. Getting that runner in. A good job by the Hawks there. Advancing their runners. Finally getting the runner to not be stranded. Score is now 10-2. FGCU in the lead. Check swing there. Still a strike. That ball hit to center field for a single. Two outs for the Eagles. Runner on first. Shania Pope getting on base every single time, has been advancing runners as well. Jordan Almasy pitching to the sophomore here. First pitch strike to Shania Pope. Jordan Almasy getting ahead in the count. Not taking anything for granted when pitching to Pope after having those runners advance after she's been hitting. A ball up in the zone, a little bit away. Pope being the only batter to get on base, 2 for 2 for the Hawks. Trying to get that out at first. That runner tiptoeing back to the bag. Shania Pope taking the approach, staying confident, trying to get a hit for the Hawks. That ball just misses that corner. Full count for Pope. Draws a walk, advancing the runners. Runners on first and second now. Pope going 3 for 3 in this game, a key component for the Hawks offense. Great spot for Almasy. That ball hit to the center, left center gap there, caught by the center fielder. 3 outs for the Hawks. Bases stranded on first and second. Hawks just not able to execute and get those runners in. However, did score and advance the runner to score their second run of the game. Score is now 10-2. FGCU in the lead over HCC in the bottom of the 5th inning. We've had 2 home runs here for the Eagles. Kenna Davis scoring 2 in the bottom of the 1st, and Hope Hernandez in the 3rd inning getting her stand-alone home run. Up to bat, Avery Viancos. That ball slapped to the first base side and dives to first to get that out. 1 out for the HCC Hawks. That ball hit right to the infield. Jordan Gendron starting it off for the Eagles. Hard grounder to center field, getting a single. Number 32, Riley Topliff. Huge swing there for Topliff. The sophomore from Fort Myers last season appeared in 21 games, making 2 starts at second base, produced 3 hits, scored 3 runs with 1 RBI. That ball a little outside and low. Topliff doesn't really want to swing at that. Topliff looking for her pitch to advance the runner at first. Jordan Gendron, that ball hit into the gap, left field line. That drop step gets that ball in time. Gendron making it all the way to second, realizing she caught the ball, and then goes right on back to first to be safe at first. 2 outs for the HCC Hawks. Sam Lesky, the freshman from Clearwater, Florida, hits that right into the center field. Having a little bit of communication problems out there, it looked like, but able to execute that third out for the Hawks. Here we are at the top of the 6th innings. 10 hits for the FGCU Eagles, producing 10 runs, and 6 hits for the HCC Hawks, producing 2 runs. That just tells you how much FGCU defense works so hard to not let those hits advance into runs. First pitch high. Emily Ostroff, the senior from Coconut Creek, Florida, as a junior last year, appeared in 29 games, making 33 starts. Big swing and a miss there. Ostroff had 2 appearances in the circle last season, tossing 2.2 innings and allowed 1 hit and 1 walk. Big swing and a miss, strikeout for the freshman Hawk. Emily Ostroff getting ahead in the count there. Two strikes there now for Ostroff. Getting ahead of these batters in the count here early. Huge swing and a miss Another strikeout for Estroff, the senior. Two outs now for the FGCU Eagles. Big swing there. Great pitching from Estroff, getting ahead super early in the count, making these batters swing. Tries to get her to chase a little bit there. It's one thing that I love about the Eagles pitching staff is that each one is so uniquely different. Huge swing, huge strikeout, 3 strikeouts for Emily Estroff. Great inning there for the Eagles. Emily Estroff, the senior from Clearwater, Florida, or Coconut Creek, Florida, making all 3 outs for that inning for the Eagles. 3 strikeouts in a row. Estroff taking full charge of those batters, making them swing early and caught looking. Score is 10-2, FGCU in the lead. Number 7, Lillian Wilkerson, the freshman from Trenton, Florida, now up at the plate for the FGCU Eagles. Takes that ball a little bit high and away there for the freshman pitcher. Huge swing and a miss for Wilkerson. That ball hit to the third baseman and just in time for the out. 1 out now for the HCC Hawks. First pitch strike there for the freshman pitcher. Number 15, Jordan Almasy. Second out for the HCC Hawks. Hit to third base. In time for the throw. That ball hit to the center field. That center fielder drop steps to the right, drop steps to the left, then readjusts. Still looking at that ball, turns to the left side and catches that ball in center field. Great technique, great footwork there by the center fielder for the Hawks. Good defense there from the Hawks. That third base getting lit up. Easily throwing into first to get the first two outs. Then that ball hit out to center field with a great footwork. Catches that ball for the third out for the Hawks. Score is 10-2. FGCU in the lead. That ball fouled off. And Moyestrov doing a great job in the circle today, getting those 3 strikeouts for the last inning. Another swing and a miss. 2 strikes now. Two and two for the freshman. Big swing and a miss there for the first out for the FGCU Eagles. Great first pitch strike again for Estroff, the senior, for the FGCU Eagles. That ball hit to the left fielder. Great communication out there. Calls that third baseman and shortstop off. Getting that second out for the Eagles. That ball hit right through the middle of the field. Drops just before it gets to center field. Controlled at second. Number 23 doing a great job getting her hands through that ball. Got a little bit jammed there, but that ball was just able to get right over Reedy Davenport, the shortstop. First pitch strike again from Estroff, trying to get ahead of each batter in the count early to shut them down, not allowing anyone to get on base there. The ball hit to second base, and the throw was made to get that third out for the Eagles. And that's it for the first game today. FGCU versus HCC, 10-2. How about those home runs from Kenna Davis, scoring 2 runs, including herself, in the bottom of the first inning? Reedy Davenport hitting that line drive, scores 2 runners. Abby Thomas and Emily Estroff getting their way around the bases, scoring, and Hope Hernandez with her standalone home run in the third inning. Second game will start very shortly. Have a little bit of a break. Thank you so much for joining me on the FGCU live stream today. I'm your host, Ariel Fears, commentating for you today, trying to give you the best camera angles and play-by-play. Stay tuned for the next game, starting very shortly. Welcome back, everybody, to Game 2, FGCU versus HCC. The Eagles took the first game versus HCC in the scrimmage. Again, my name is Ariel Fears, the host for you today, commentating these two games. And I wasn't given a lineup for either team, so I'm doing the best with the information that I've been given to try and give you the best play-by-play of who's up to bat, who's in the field, and what's going on, as well as the best camera angles. Ali Hume started off here in the circle for the FGCU Eagles. That ball hit to the shortstop, Amaya Gaynor getting the first out for the Eagles. Great pitch there from Hume to get that batter to swing and pop up. That ball getting through Hume. No worries there. Astroff picking that ball right up, throwing it right to first base. Getting that second out for the FGCU Eagles. That ball popped up, fouled off for the right field side. Ali Hume, the junior from Safety Harbor, Florida, in the circle, getting these batters to swing. Left it up high there. Great idea from Hume. A sophomore in the batter's box. Trying to work back this count with 2 strikes. Big swing there and a miss for strike 3 and the third out for the FGCU Eagles. Great way to end the inning there. Ali Hume getting those strikeouts, and Amaya Gaynor catching that pop-up over there in shortstop. Now we have Shania Pope in the circle for the Hawks here, with Avery Biancos up to bat. Bianco's making successful stealing attempts in the first game, as well as scoring multiple times. Two and one now for the freshman slapper. Bunts that ball to third. Not getting to first base on time. Biancos, after bunting that ball to third base, gets called out with a close play there. That ball ripped to right fielder. Hernandez getting her hands through that ball really well. Just went right to the right fielder, right in her glove. Able to catch that with ease. 2 outs now for the HCC Hawks. Kenna Davis now up to bat. Remember, in the first game today, she hit a home run, scoring 2 people, including herself. 1 and 1 here. Taking every advantage to get her hands through and hit the ball right over the fence, just like last game. Here we are to follow her up, Abby Thomas. And there we go. It's the 3rd out for the HCC Hawks. Score is now 1-0 FGCU over HCC. Kenna Davis getting that standalone home run. Here we are, Shania Pope. In the first game against FGCU, she was the only hitter for the Hawks to go 3 for 3. Now a key component also in the circle for this game. One and two now for Shania Pope. Little check swing there, but just didn't cross the plate enough to be called a strike. So now 2 and 2 on Shania Pope. That ball right on the corner there, making it full count. Umpire didn't like that pitch. A great spot for Allie Hume. Get that batter to chase something that she's not really comfortable hitting. That ball fouled off. New life for Shania Pope. Another foul ball for Pope. Really trying to battle this at bat, working the count, and get on base for the Hawks to start something off and get them motivated to follow in her footsteps and advance some runners. Draws a walk. Pope now 4 for 4 today. Now have a pinch runner on first. And there we have the double play for the FGCU Eagles. That bunt popped up to the pitcher. Allie Hume turns to first, catches that runner up, trying to make that run to second. Didn't realize he was caught. Couldn't get back in time. Now 2 outs for the FGCU Eagles. That ball popped up. Big swing and a miss there for the freshman batter. 1 and 2 now with 2 outs. That ball gets away there. 2-2 now. Freshman batter trying to take the best approach here, staying confident with 2 outs and 2 strikes. Just needs to find her pitch and battle off the ones that are close enough to be called a strike, but not the pitch that she wants to get. That pitch very close. Full count now. Doing a great job working these pitches back, getting herself back in the game, back in the count. And caught looking thrown out for the third out for the FGCU Eagles. Talk about that double play. Bunt popped up to Ali Hume, the pitcher for the FGCU Eagles. Turns it to first and gets that runner caught up. Score is 1-0, FGCU in the lead. Thank you so much for joining the FGCU live stream for this beautiful day of softball. FGCU is in the lead 1-0 over HCC. Kenna Davis with that standalone home run in the bottom of the first inning. Starting off the inning here with Megan Ricks. Megan Ricks, the sophomore from Tallahassee, Florida, as a freshman last season appeared in 15 games, making 11 starts, mostly as a DP. She had 5 hits and scored 4 runs, with 5 RBIs. Her first collegiate hit was against North Florida, where she went 3 for 3 with 1 RBI. One and two, the ball fouled off. It's another strike for Shania Pope. Pitcher in the circle here for the Hawks, being a key component for them, being the only person to go 3 for 3 last game against the Eagles, and 1 for 1 in this game, game 2. Ricks hits right back to the pitcher. Bobbles a little bit, but Pope able to collect herself and quickly throw that ball right to first, getting Ricks out in time for the first out for the Hawks. Reedy Davenport, the ASUN Defensive Player of the Year last season, with the first Eagle to earn the award. hits that ball and drives it to right field, getting herself a single. Here we are with Emily Estroff. Was on fire last game in the circle. That ball hit to shortstop. Tries to make the throw at second, but doesn't get there in time. Runners now on first and second. Tries to throw that ball to first, excuse me. Not in time to get Emily Estroff. One out here for the Hawks. Runners on first and second for the Eagles. Coach David Diro is getting that ricochet to the third baseman there. That ball comes just inside on Taylor Filla, trying to fill these bases up or clear them, depending on where she hits this ball. That ball hit to center field. Runners advance. Reedy Davenport going from second all the way to home. Emily Estroff making it to second base. Runners on first and second with only one out for the Hawks. Score is now 2-0. FGCU in the lead. Hawks having a little bit of pressure here in the defense. Runners on base, one out. Shania Pope looking to get ahead in the count, try to shut down these batters. Batterton hits that ball to left center. Center field tries to dive and get it. Throws it into home. Runner makes it in time to score. Runners now on second and third for the FGCU Eagles with only one out. A great job from Kenna Batterton driving that ball where it was pitched, right in the gap between left and center. Little meeting there for the team, trying to get on the same page, pick each other up, and calm down, shake off those plays, and try to stop the bleeding that the Eagles are making on their defense. Big swing there from Casey Huber. Huber, the senior from Dade City, Florida. As a junior last season, she appeared in 28 games, making 9 starts, primarily at first base. Last season, she scored 2 runs with 5 hits, one of them being a double, and 3 RBIs. She had a perfect fielding percentage at first, making 132 putouts along with 3 assists. Looks like the umpire had a little talk with Shania Pope there. Here we go. Casey Huber with 2 strikes, 1 out, runners on second and third. Let's see her approach here at the plate. Working the count here now, 1-2 for Casey Huber. Just looking to advance these runners, possibly get a single, and maybe get herself on base as well. Her main focus is just to get these runners that are in scoring position home. Leaves that one outside. 2-2. Huber chases that outside pitch, fouls it off. That ball fouled off. New life for Casey Huber, a senior from Dade City, Florida. Pope trying to jam Huber, going outside, then going back inside. Trying to shut these batters down or give her defense something to field and get their second out for the Hawks. That ball came very close inside. Huber fouls it off. Huber battling at the plate, trying to make something happen with 2-2. That's her count with 1 out. Leaves that ball, gets past. Runner scores from third and advances from second to third. Huber fouls yet another ball off into the third base line. Out of play. Hope Hernandez picking up that bat for Casey Huber, being a great teammate out there. Runners on third with 1 out for the Hawks defense. Little count confusion there. Umpire says it's full count. Huber back into the box. 1 out still for the Hawks defense. Runners on 3. Huber's still in it, full count. She just has to reset, take her approach calmly here, and try to get back on that base. That ball fouls off. Still battling up there. A great pitch from Pope trying to get Huber to chase, but Huber has a great eye, great discipline, worked the count all the way back after getting 2 strikes on her early in the count. Draws a walk, and now we have a pinch runner. Runners on first and third. Definitely giving pressure to the Hawks defense. Pope trying to shut these batters down and not let the runner on third score. Hernandez going for the bunt, pulls back, allowing the pinch runner on first to steal second. Runners now on second and third. Hernandez pops up foul. Unfortunately, was just in play for her, getting that second out for the Hawks defense. That's just what the Hawks defense needs. Now they just need to focus on getting that one force out. Count is 1-1 now for Kenna Davis, getting that standalone home run in the bottom of the first inning. Pope making sure to not pitch that same pitch that she got her home run off of. That ball line drive to center field gets 2 batters in from second and third, and getting herself safe on first. Davis, a great hitter in these 2 games against HCC. Abby Thomas here now up to bat, looking to get some redemption after getting that first out earlier in the inning. Runners on first with 2 outs. Abby Thomas looking for her pitch here. Fouls that one off. That ball just got under it, hit to the center fielder, catching it for the 3rd out. For the Hawks, finally stopping the bleeding that the FGCU offense is putting over them. Great inning for the Eagles. Getting runners on base, advancing runners, getting huge hits. The Hawks struggling a little bit on defense there, but finally able to get out of it. Score is now 6-0, FGCU in the lead. Ellie Hume still in the circle for the FGCU Eagles. Now in the top of the 3rd inning. That ball right on the outside corner, getting that strike for Ellie Hume. That ball hit to left field. McKenna Batterton getting a great jump on that. The sophomore Sydney Focarino just missing that ball, not getting enough power through it on the barrel, but does a great job working the count and adjusting to this pitching style here. Making contact is all the Hawks need to try and get ahead, try to get on base, and make something happen. Big swing and a miss there. Marissa Malone, the sophomore from Jupiter, Florida, for the Hawks. Primarily as a pitcher. Allie Hume getting that outside corner for these lefties here. Just not getting it called. It's a little too far out for this umpire to call it. 2-2 now for the sophomore from Jupiter, Florida. There we go. Comes inside. Trips the batter up. Great communication. Second base catches that one for the 2nd out for the FGCU Eagles. A little bit of a check swing there from Jada Straub, number 6, the freshman. having a little bit of a meeting there. She seems, in her approach, she seems a little bit less confident than she was in her last at bats in game 1 against the FGCU Eagles. Getting a little talk from the third base coach. Let's see if she comes back with a different approach here. Looking a little bit more confident now. Ready for this pitch. Looking to take her pitch that she really wants to get on base with 2 outs here for the FGCU Eagles. Swings for that one, goes up center. Caught by the second baseman, Emily Estroff, with a great drop step there. Wonderful range and an amazing jump to end the inning and the half inning. Up to bat, we have Megan Ricks, number 16, the sophomore from Tallahassee, Florida. Her season best as a freshman was 2 RBIs against Jacksonville. Her approach is very confident with that double grip on her bat. The only player I've ever seen have 2 grips on top of each other on her bat. That ball hit to second base and in time to get the out for the first out for the Hawks. To follow her up and pick her up, Reedy Davenport, a Sun Player defensive player of the year last season. Watches that ball go in and is a strike. Didn't really want that one. Davenport really trying to take the best pitch that she knows that she can hit to get on base, start something off for the Eagles here. That ball hit down the left field line, goes foul, dropped by the left fielder out there. Just couldn't get a good read on it. New life for Davenport here. That ball coming inside twice on Davenport. Inside 3 times in a row. Pope possibly going to go in outside for this next pitch. 3-2. That ball inside. Red foul. Took out the on-deck batter there for a second. Davenport fighting for this at bat here. Full count with 1 out. Right down the middle. That ball hit right in the middle of the field. Communications good on the Hawks defense, and shortstop takes that pop fly for the second out for the Hawks. Pope doing a good job of getting these batters to swing at these pitches, get a little bit messed up, not really knowing the pattern of her pitches completely yet. Kind of throwing on both sides of the plate. Emily Estroff takes that first pitch strike from Pope. That ball power slap to left field, getting the third out for the Hawks defense. Score is still 6-0. FGCU in the lead. Thank you so much for joining me on this FGCU live stream. It's a beautiful day for softball. Great weather today. A little bit hot. I believe it's 88 degrees right now with a high of 92 on the weather app. It says it feels like 95 degrees. Actually 90 degrees currently. Our field workers raking up those high traffic baselines there. Doing a great job keeping up with the field. I'd like to give a big thanks and shout out to them. Look at them getting that good tan out there while breaking the field, breaking a sweat, getting a little bit of a workout there, helping our players to continue with this game. We have a little pitcher switch here. Number 6, Riley Oakes from Oviedo, Florida. Gotta get that plate spotless for the umpire to see that strike zone. Looks like the batter just drew a line from the home plate. Wonder if that's her sort of approach to see what her zone is, or that was just a random thing. Not really sure, but definitely an interesting ritual performed. I'm curious, actually, of what the motive was for that. A ball inside, nice big swing. Number 23, Drew Pope, the sophomore for the Hawks. The ball fouled off. 2 strikes now. Good eye there from Drew Pope. Had a good idea for swinging as hard as she did at that first pitch. Knew it was going to be a strike, took her shot at it. Two and two for the sophomore. Hit to shortstop, thrown to first to get the out in time for the first out for the FGCU Eagles defense. Drew Pope making a great attempt to get something started for the Hawks, just couldn't execute it unfortunately. Now following her up, the freshman for the Hawks. Freshman slapper almost went for that pitch there, but didn't want it. Had good discipline, a good eye, and laid off. Really trying to work this count 1-1 now. Riley Oakes getting those strikes in there. Goes for the bunt. And the throw is not made in time. A little bit low. Looked a little bit rushed from Oakes there. A well executed bunt. Could have been a little bit more to the left. That ball just got away from Oakes. Runners now on first with one out. Huge swing for the first strike. That ball gets away. That ball gets past the catcher. Runner decides to steal second and go for third. Right after that, thought she had time, but the catcher got her at third. I'm sure they redeemed themselves now. They try to get her up on that bunt, but the ball just passed by, not able to get her at first. Then when she tries to steal second and third, she was caught out. 2-1. That ball grounded to third in time for the out at first for 3 outs for the Eagles. Eagles not letting that pass ball rattle them up. Instead, catcher takes charge, sees that the runner's trying to steal from second to third after that pass ball. However, she gets out. Then right after that, the ball grounded to third in time for the throw. Makes their third out for the FGCU Eagles. Shania still in the circle for the Hawks. Kaylee Filla hits that ball right to a right center gap, but center fielder was there in time to catch the ball for the first out for the Hawks. McKenna Batterton named on the ASUN All Academic team last season. Started all 37 games that she appeared in, batted .324, scored 16 runs while hitting 3 doubles, 3 triples, and 11 RBIs. She went 2 for 2 in stolen base attempts and produced a perfect fielding percentage, all in left field, leaving her with 53 putouts with 2 assists. She had 9 multi-hit games last season, tied her season twice with 3 RBIs against North Florida on 2 occasions. Batterton has a great eye and also a great teammate. Last season, she took me under her wing in left field, and I never felt more at home. She's a great teammate, a great coach as well. That ball hit right at the pitcher. Shania Pope makes the snag, gets the throw in time to make the second out for the Hawks. A great play there from Shania Pope in the circle. Trying to shut these batters down any way she can, whether it's strikeouts or fielding the ball herself and getting the outs herself. Her defense here willing to back her up in these innings. That ball inside. Casey Huber, the senior from Dade City, Florida, primarily playing at first base. That ball ripped up the center of the field, stopped by the center fielder, getting herself a single. Good job there from Huber, attacking early in the count with 2 outs. Hernandez following her up, trying to redeem herself after going 0 for 2 this game. First pitch strike. That ball ripped foul through the great wall of Coach David Diros. Couldn't get that field cleanly. I wonder what his fielding percentage is this season compared to last season so far. That ball out of play, fouled out. Hernandez trying to battle this here, working the count back. Hopefully she has 2 strikes on her with no balls and 2 outs with a runner on first. That ball ripped foul again. Coach David Diro is really a magnet over there in the hot spot. Hernandez pops up to left field side. Third base catching that, making it 3 outs. for the Hawks defense. Score is still 6-0. FGCU in the lead. Riley Oaks in the circle. Looks as though we have Riley Topliff at third base, Reedy Davenport at short, Hope Hernandez at second, and Megan Ricks at first. It looks as though we have Kaylin Cole in right field, Ashley Hayes in center field, and Avery Villancos in left. Here we are, Shania Pope up the bat. First pitch strike there for Oaks. Shania Pope taking her time, trying to work the count. Getting that confident approach. The only batter from the Hawks that went 4 for 4 so far in the first game. Big swing there from Pope. Now has 2 strikes on her. Pressure's building up, but so far she showed that she can have confidence with 2 strikes on her, no problem getting on base, working the count all the way back, drawing a walk. That ball fouled to the third base side and caught by Riley Topliff for the first out for the FGCU Eagles. Here we are, number 7 for the Hawks. Fouls that out of play. Tries to bunt. Goes foul. As you can see from her reaction, she didn't really want that pitch. She knew as soon as it hit her bat that she knew it was going to be a ball. That's 2 strikes for Oaks. That ball popped up to center of the field. Reedy Davenport with a catch at shortstop for the second half of the FGCU Eagles. Number 14, the freshman hitter, hits it up the first base line for the third out for the FGCU Eagles. Jordan Gendron up to bat. The junior from Tampa, Florida, last season appeared in 24 games, making 10 starts. Batted .207 with 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 home run, and 3 RBIs. Her home run came against UCF when she finished the game with 2 RBIs. Good eye there from Gendron, and a good pitch from Pope, trying to draw a swing there from Gendron. Great hit from Gendron, getting her hands all the way through. That ball hitting the wall. Going a little rogue there. Getting a stand-up double. It's definitely different from most fences. If you have a chain link fence on your field, if that ball hits, it will just die right on the fence. Looked like the left fielder was expecting it to just die on the fence so she could pick it up and grab it real quick, but this wall is a little bit bouncier than that, so it rolled out into no man's land, leaving the shortstop to have to run and get the ball there. Gendron easily making it to second. Dead ball there. Runners on first and second now. Neely Peterson getting hit by pitch. Amaya Gaynor with a big job here. Runners in scoring position. Shania Pope going inside on these batters quite often here. Amaya Gaynor with a great eye. Not wanting that inside pitch. Trying to hit behind the runners so she can advance them. She doesn't want those inside pitches. She's looking for something that's a little bit more in the center of the plate or on the outside of the plate so she can drive that to the right center gap, try to advance those runners, hit behind them, and advance herself onto first base or even get a double. That ball hit to the left field line, caught in foul territory by that left fielder. Gendron tags up and gets to third, advancing Neely Peterson from first to second. Amaya Gaynor with that great job there advancing the runners. 1 out now for the FGCU Eagles. Riley Topliff hitting in foul territory. Second base almost getting to that ball. She touches it, falls out of her glove, and a new life for Riley Topliff. Topliff, the sophomore from Fort Myers, Florida. As a freshman, she appeared in 21 games, making 2 starts at second base. She's 1 for 1 in stolen base attempts, and her first collegiate hit was an RBI against UConn. That ball goes straight through the infield to the outfield, advancing Gendron to home. Neely Peterson now on third. Topliff on second base. On first base, sorry. Runners on first and third now with 1 out. Kaylin Cole up to bat. The sophomore from Clearwater, Florida, appeared in 8 games as a freshman, went 2 for 5 with a run scored. Her first collegiate hit was a double against FIU and walked 2 times. Cole taking those pitches, 1-1 now. Still one out for the Hawks defense. Runners on first and third. That ball fouled right to the dugout of the FGCU Eagles. Kaylin Cole battling up there, working the count. Cole trying to swing here for something that she likes to get through the infield. Scoring that runner on third. That ball called foul, hit up the third base line. That ball just falls in the foul territory. New life here for Kaylin Cole. Battling up at the plate with 2-2 count. 1 out. That ball came inside. Full count now for Cole. Cole working this count back. Battling here. Just trying to get something through the infield to score the runner on third and advance the runner from first. A swing gets through DD. Pope dealing a lot of pressure and a lot of pitches to Cole here. Draws a walk. Bases loaded now. For Kenna Davis, hitting that home run in the bottom of the first. There's definitely pressure on the Hawks defense now, especially for Shania Pope, trying not to pitch those pitches that Davis hit out of the park earlier in game 1 and 2. Number 7, Lillian Wilkerson from Trenton, Florida. Huge swing there for Wilkerson. Count is 2-1, bases loaded. Huge swings there. Great approach with bases loaded. Swinging for the pitch that she likes. Now trying to get the strike zone a little bit more expanded with these 2 strikes. Takes the pitch like a champ, advancing all the runners and scoring a run. Now that's what I call a walk-off hit. Walk-off hit by pitch. Score was 8-0 now to end the game in the bottom of the 6th. Wilkerson took that pitch, scoring that run, getting them a walk-off hit by pitch. Thank you so much for joining us on the FGCU live stream today. I had a lot of fun commentating this game. I hope that I was able to give you a decent play-by-play and engage you enough with the game. If you have any feedback, let me know so I can change things up. And that's it for Game 1 and Game 2. FGCU 10-2 in the first game and 8-0 in the second game against HCC. How about those home runs from Kenna Davis, both in the bottom of the first inning from both games, scoring 2 runs in the first game and her standalone in the second, with Hope Hernandez hitting a standalone home run in the first inning of the first game as well. That's it for this stream. Thank you so much. Thank you to our field crew as well for cleaning up the field and really getting those high traffic areas down to make these girls able to play a great game of softball. Wings up, everybody. Have a great rest of your evening, and we'll see you in the next one.